Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tez back at you with another EdensZero video, breakdown, discussion, review, whatever you would like to call it. As always, if you haven't already, go ahead and gravity punch that like button, subscribe, and hopefully once you made it a little bit further in, that you comment down below, because, you know, we still have a goal to grow this channel, and I appreciate any comments you may leave and anything you may feel like I've missed or anything that you were hype about in this chapter. But this is chapter 132, entitled Chrono Witch. With the appearance of Ziggy and everyone's shocked look, the question on the whole crew's mind is, how did he hack in? But in just a mere second, he shrouds the area in this dark like mist, only leaving him and Shiki. And Shiki, while panicked, begins to ask where the others are, and Ziggy pulls Rebecca down from the ropes that she had been suspended in, telling Shiki that he has nothing to learn from Zeno. All he has learned from him previously is enough. But should he go beyond this, what lies beyond gravity is nothingness, essentially. He begins to crush Rebecca, telling Shiki if he chooses to continue that path, well, allow him to demonstrate what prolonged gravity does to a human body. And as Rebecca lets out a scream of pain, Ziggy begins to explain what happens under these conditions, from capillaries collapsing to eventually internal organs rupturing, and in his twisted way claiming it may be difficult to watch as she's smushed alive. That is the true power of gravity. Shiki's rage allows him to snap the bonds he had been placed in under the Shiki's rage allows him to snap the bonds he had been placed under and charges his fist in to meet Ziggy, to only be met with thereafter a conclusion of, oh, it's just Zeno, as his fists collide. Zeno more impressed and then the other surprised at how he was able to do it. He basically passed the initial training exercise that had been laid out in the last chapter. As Wise is still in his kink binding clean states, it's kind of a creepy pose while Chris just tells him to stay away from his sister. Zeno begins to explain in this virtual space he made those hologram images. He shifted his head from Couch Pole to Plu and Ziggy. Though we know, guys, Plu in this entire series is basically they're not Plus, but Plu has the actual species, but you know, no matter when I see that carrot nose dog, that's Plu, so don't at me. So outside the room, Hermit says she was kind of like caught off guard. She was more so like, you know, she'll let it slide, and next time, you know, just warn somebody, give her fair warning, because she kind of freaked out. But Shiki now is grasping and hugging on Rebecca while sobbing, just glad she's okay. She, on the other hand, kind of can't breathe as she's been tied up, and Shiki's basically bearing her down with extra weight. Zeno's inner dialogue proclaims Shiki to be a worthy heir to Zeno's powers, and Zeno himself thinks that just maybe he could learn the ultimate technique of the Magic Mag School, which is Black Sky, which got me thinking, like, what kind of gravity ability could that be? Instantly when I heard it, I kind of thought of Whitebeard, kind of how he can, you know, the shockwave type thing. I don't know why it resonated with me that maybe he could compress and collapse gravity to an extent that it could warp reality, or kind of you know, just my brain going elsewhere with it. So with that, the training continues as the crew are all now pooped and tired. We see Laguna looking on from a back wall as Clean tells him he should join. As he thinks about it, you know, he's like, maybe he'll join next time or whatnot. But then before that, he mentions how cute she is actually when she smiles, which sends Chris off, telling him, you know, basically, don't hit on my sister, bro. Like, chill out. It's my sister. Watch out. And the dynamic relationship between Chris and Clean, we know Chris is a sister lover. Like, he loves his sister, but it's kind of deeper than that. So Zeno breaks the tension, telling them that the real training begins tomorrow, as Sister jumps in, stating that they still need to find the relic hidden on Forrester, which Zeno pulls out this bottle cap, claiming that he can give them as many as they need. And to everyone's surprise, Pino and Happy confirmed it carries the exact same ether signature as Mother, and it's the real deal. Wise is kind of sweating in frustration, like, what? This piece of junk? As Zeno tells us that the term relic makes them sound fancy, but all they are actually is just items that were found on Mother. And either way, Shiki states they're just one step closer. But Sister, Witch, and Hermit wonder if people actually lived on Mother, or maybe they used to. And as Rebecca leaves out, she is stopped by Zeno as he calls her the girl captivated by gravity. In her defense, she claims that she's not that into Shiki, but you know, we know what's there as she's blushing and everything. But he speaks more so to the fact that her ether power is weak and that she requires more intense training than the rest, as she tells him she hadn't had her powers long as the others and she's just learning how to use hers. But Zeno to himself again says that her power is weak is the most special. Now hear it again. Her power being the most weak is still the most special. So much so that it can change the world. Now we do know that a portion I'm assuming they're just a portion of Leaper, because the thing with the speed, I don't think that's just it. I don't think Rebecca's ether gear just comes down to being able to speed or move so fast you can kind of just jump through time by any means like that. Because if that were the case in the previous chapters, when she jumped through or leapt into the different multi dimensions, or however you want to break that up, like, you know, because she didn't end up in the same universe originally when they were fighting Drac and Joe, because the final fight with Drac and Joe was a completely different timeline where Shiki actually knew how to awaken his Aether gear, and not just to that small premature level in which he could, but this Shiki could actually rival Draken. But it wasn't so far off from the timeline she had already been in. Like, things weren't so drastically changed, but the thing that did change was Ziggy came back to life, and Ziggy is now evil. So I still think there's more to Leaper than just that. I don't think it's just this whole thing with feet and speed and acceleration or time. I think it's got a lot more to do with it than just that. But not to sound corny or make a dad joke, because I am a dad, only time will tell. You know what I'm saying? No, but let me catch my breath. You know, that was a real humdinger, boy. Cue the rim shot. But no, seriously. So, but her powers are really special. But then we get back into the bathing area of Edens. Rebecca is kind of sulking in the fact that she wants to go on adventures and record, but in order to record, she needs more power. And still, you know, to herself, she's just like, I have to get stronger. And that's when she kind of stands up and starts doing all these punches and kicks in the air, only to have her foot caught by Witch as she walks in, telling her pretty much the exact same thing that we already know. Soaking in those baths each day will help naturally you know, bring out her ether ability, so long as she soaks each day. But training also helps. And then Witch tells her she will train every day in those baths alongside with Witch's help, and she'll become a true Chrono Witch as the chapter closes. So this is gonna eventually lead up to us seeing more, what I'm assuming as far as Rebecca's growth, more power-ups and boosts as far as learning a little bit more about what Libra can do, maybe even, you know, stopping time just briefly to move, not so far as rewinding time. You know, who knows, because there's so many different facets of, you know, manipulating time, you know, from stopping time, moving through time, fast forwarding, rewinding, pausing, breaking, that we know of in anime bullshit science. That is not actual fact. But, you know, guys, it was a great chapter. I'm looking forward to seeing what more can come from this, and I still want to know how in 7 days, albeit 6 now, how is Zeno gonna basically make Shiki leap even further? How is he gonna pass his power down? How is it essentially that the powers are getting passed down to these students? Like, how do you grasp the concept of ether? There's ether, you know, from your master or the person who teaches you the fundamentals. Do they gift you a bit of their power in order for it to be gained? Because Rebecca just awakened Leaper, you know, no one knows. But I'll catch you guys for the next chapter, chapter 133. Again, subscribe, guys, like the video, comment. I appreciate anybody that does comment. I thank you so much for enjoying my content, and I will catch y'all next time. Like always, be safe, be clean, wash your hands, wash your ass, be blessed. Peace.